Hello, and welcome back to A Taste of RPGs, where we test play an RPG and give you a little taste of the diversity of games that are out there, and maybe you'll find something that you will want to enjoy. My name is Marissa, and with me as always is Christopher and Audrey, and today we have Matt as our special guest player. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you.
And today we are playing There's Something in the Ice, which is written by Micah Anderson. It's this little zine. It's about 40 pages long, and it costs like $5, so it's super accessible. And it's a really simple 2d6 tabletop game detailing the ill-fated expedition of Arctic travelers, perfect for creating stories in the vein of The Thing. So we will go ahead and try to do that. So your small team has been sent to the Weather Observation Station Gamma. It is a medium-sized weather outpost owned by the Lachesis Science Corporation, a subsidiary of the Ananke Foundation. Weather Station Gamma is located in the Antarctic and offers unique research environments. Due to logistic demands, most Antarctic stations are located either on the Antarctic Peninsula or on the Antarctic coast. But Weather Station Gamma is anchored on a ridge of permafrost and exposed granite located 250 kilometers inland in East Antarctica. Station Gamma staff rotate in and out every 3 months in the summer, and one crew overwinters. So the previous crew has already been picked up, and you and your crewmates are tasked with doing some minor repairs to the station, collecting data, and preparing for the final construction to the new garage that will hold more Arctic explorers, aka snowcats. They're the big tractor-y things with the tank wheels. The construction is currently on pause after concerns were raised about the stability of the permafrost and the underlying rock bed, potentially caused by climate change or seismological activity.
I was about to be like, thanks, climate change.
That's the real villain. Team, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
I'm Riggs. I'm an engineer, and I'm very determined, but I'm also self-centered, so kind of jerky. And I leave behind my fiance. I think might be another fiance in the mix, and she's pregnant.
You just had to one-up me on the fiance thing, Christopher. So I'll go, since I have the other fiance. My character's name is Harrison. He's a scientist. He's short, squat even. He has lots of unusual piercings. So he's got like the eyebrow piercing and the septum piercing, and like, there's some other piercings we can talk about later, depending how things go. And then he cracks his knuckles a lot. He also has a fiance that he left behind. He specifically took this mission to avoid helping plan the wedding. So Harrison's pretty lazy, probably also a little self-centered, but he's also very practical, which is also why this trip appealed to him, because it was a very reasonable way to be like, sorry, I can not in any way help with wedding planning. I will be in the Arctic.
And my name is Richard. My full name is Richard Doctor. I am a doctor. I'm known for I have very full lips. I also kind of hum and sing to myself here and there. I'm a very.
Do you have a good singing voice? Sorry.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
It's fine, but if you put music to it, it would be like, oh, that's not good. But
Okay.
But it's something that maybe it's like a nervous thing. I'm not really sure. But I'm also another thing that I do because of my nerves is I'm a smoker, which is a little tricky when you're a doctor. But another doctor recommended me my cigarettes. So I don't think I'm really leaving much of anything behind. I'm kind of although I'm a good driver and I have full lips and all that, I have a pretty
I can't believe you don't have a fiance too.
Nope. I'm very, very involved in my work at all times.
All right.
So,
Very professional.
Career focused,
something like that.
doctor.
Very.
All right. It is summer in Antarctica, meaning December. And the idea is you do your 3-month rotation and then you'll be relieved by another crew who will overwinter. You have been at Station Gamma for 1 week. So your first week was spent doing inventory on supplies, doing some minor repairs, just general upkeep. The station is pretty well kept, but you have noticed some oddities. So Harrison, you were told that the radio equipment had been broken in a storm. And when you went to repair it, it looked more like some wires had been cut, not damaged by wind.
Sabotage, if you will.
Perhaps. And even though you repaired it that first day, it seems like almost every day you have to check the connections because they keep coming loose. So you're just like constantly having to fix this radio.
Equal parts annoyed and relieved because even more cut off from wedding planning. So everything is going according to plan. Like, sorry, babe, there's problems with the radio, but also I am kind of pissed off about it.
That's what you get for sending a lab rat scientist. You should send an engineer to fix it.
Oh yeah, why don't you come fix this?
Well, Riggs has been tasked with looking at construction progress to the garage. So you've been outside a lot in the cold, and you have noticed that the permafrost is not stable. So you don't know if this garage is going to have to be moved or what, and you cannot account for why it's not solid. Given your local climate data, it should be solid, and when you walk to the west of the camp, everything is solid like normal. Doctor, during inventory, you noticed that you're almost completely out of sleeping pills, and you're super low on bandages, alcohol, all the other emergency equipment. And you did bring some as restock, but you're just really surprised at how low the stock was. And when you were cleaning the infirmary, you noticed that the rough floor planks, you can make out a pretty sizable blood stain that was scrubbed up. And you don't have access to the previous crew medical records, but it is strange that they wouldn't have told you about a serious incident, since it seems like quite a bit of blood. So you've only been here a week, but it feels a lot longer than that. It's summer, the sun is always out, your sleep rhythms are just like off. None of you are really sleeping well. Your nap doesn't really seem to help. There's no sleeping pills. And you're all getting a little irritable. So it's like,
can't keep the radio fixed.
No, everything's just kind of janky. So it's like mid-morning. Harrison, you're in the computer room / lab. You're compiling some data. You've got a crick in your neck. It's cold. You didn't really sleep well. So you're trying to shrug this off. You've had your coffee. You take a sip. It's nice and steamy. You put your cup down. Look up at the computer. You go to pick up your cup, and it is not there. And it's not the first time this has happened. And it sort of clicks that all week, like, you put a pencil down, and then it's on the floor. You shut a cabinet. You turn around, and it's still open. You put your book down on your left, and then it's suddenly on your right. Little things are starting to click in your brain.
I don't like it.
It's not good.
No. Is that me?
Doctor, you're in the infirmary and you're running this week's blood samples, and you think you hear Riggs calling your name. And you're kind of annoyed because he doesn't just come in and tell you what he wants. He's been calling your name. And honestly, Riggs has kind of been a dick to you this whole week. He calls your name and then he like walks away, and you know it's him because you hear his little tool belt clinking. And then you go and you say, Riggs, what do you want? And he's like, what are you talking about? I haven't called you. I've been working. And so you hear him again, and you know it's him, and you get up and you catch a glimpse out the window, and you see that he is outside working.
Well, that's not in my head.
No.
There's nothing wrong with me. I'm a doctor.
There's nothing wrong with me either. I think we're all fine.
It's totally fine. So totally normal.
Mhm.
Um,
Totally normal.
totally
And I'm
normal.
gonna just crack my knuckles.
That's
to
normal.
Make sure those fingers stay where they belong.
Yeah. You crack your knuckles, doctor lights up.
Everything's fine.
I'll
Everything's fine.
find out with pills.
So, Riggs, this morning when you woke up, you knocked your alarm clock off the table, and then when you bent down to pick it up, you see a framed photo of a family. It's a black frame. There's twin girls in little purple dresses. They have little pigtails. They're sitting in the lap of a man with a woman standing next to him. Classic family photo. In the corner of the frame, there's a little gold embossed letter F. And it's a nice frame, and so it seems weird that someone would just like forget this. But it's daytime. You're outside. You're looking at the construction. It's a big garage. So it's like there's already an existing garage, and they kind of took one wall down to extend it. So part of it's already anchored into the ground, no problem. And you're looking again at where the anchors were sunk into the granite, and they're like wiggling, and they should not be wiggling because it's permafrost, it's rock. And so you're looking out across the mostly flat snow, and you see a little dip, kind of like a sinkhole, and some of the snow has kind of melted around it. What do you do?
Well, I think we should go and investigate, but
Are you gonna come get us, or are you just gonna wander off?
no, I think I'm gonna call you guys, but I think we need to be careful out on the ice because I don't want to fall in one of those cracks like Enter the Void and end up down there alone.
Checking out some weird weather shit. So are you coming, doctor, or are you gonna...
I mean, if you come and get me, but
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna answer to my name because I don't believe you anymore.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna come get you and be like, hey, we're gonna go check out this weird hot spot in the permafrost. You coming? What are you doing in here
I'm
by
smoking
yourself? Okay.
and doing doctor stuff.
Okay. Do you
Doing
want
analysis.
a break from doctor stuff, or do you want to hang out, or do you want to come with us?
I love my work, but I guess I can help you guys.
All right, come on, put a snowsuit on, dude.
How far away is the dip?
It's not far. It's kind of like maybe like 20 or 30 feet from where you were standing at the edge of the garage. So it's not too far. So you walk on out over there.
Get my little
And-
snowsuit on.
Yeah, in your little snowsuits. You've got your all mittens and everything. And you get closer, and you do see a crack running through the rock, more like a fault line. It's not a big, wide crack. It's kind of just like a crack. And you get up to it, and you see that it is kind of like a little cave opening up. It's pretty shallow, so you kind of would have to stoop to get in, but it is like human-sized. Like you could walk in if you would like.
So the snow is cleared out and we see this cave opening.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a poor place to build a weather station. Those idiots at Corp really picked a bad place.
I can't believe they missed this cave. Is anyone okay? I'm gonna go in if no one else does because I'm curious. This is how I became a scientist.
Science at its finest.
I feel the call of science, and I'm going in that cave.
All right. You walk in. The walls of it are kind of organic looking, kind of like roots that are all tangled up.
That feels weird, right? Because this is the Arctic. Yeah. Okay.
You are in the Arctic.
Just
There's no
Almost like this
trees.
is a bad
There's
idea.
no like shrubs. There's literally nothing growing above ground. But yeah, it has these weird tangles and snarls. It blends in. It's almost the same color as the granite around it. And the farther you get in, it's warm. And you know, like caves usually have like an ambient temperature underground, but this is like warmer than it
Yeah.
should be. And it's kind of humid, like you're sweating in your snowsuit already.
sure.
And the more you walk in, It's a little bit of a tight squeeze, but you have no problem getting in. And the walls seem to be kind of shimmering. It's dark, but there's little like flashes of gold light running through the cables on the wall. They kind of look like roots.
But they could be. So if I like, can I get up close to one and be like, try and figure out like, is it a root or is it a cable?
Yeah. It looks root-like, more like a root than a cable. It's more organic.
But it has that light running through it. Okay.
Yeah, but it does kind of, and also when you're kind of just staring at the wall, the whole wall is this like mass of roots. And so it kind of like seems to like shift and move almost. It's very uncanny. And just kind of like
when you
it moves when I'm not looking at it, right?
Yeah.
So it has like almost like a movement of like something breathing really subtly, so you realize on an unconscious level, but I'm not seeing it move.
Yeah.
Okay. That's creepy.
The farther you move in, the air is just like thick. It's damp. It's very different from the surface. You haven't had like really any humidity probably this whole week that you've been here. So it just feels thick to breathe. It sort of feels like a migraine is coming on. Like you can feel your brain, your blood pressure like pulsing in your ears. And your vision maybe starts getting a little blurry.
Okay, then this is about the time when I'm gonna pop one of my painkillers and head back out.
You walk calmly out.
Walk calmly out. And I'm gonna let y'all know that there's some sort of, that thing's like a maze. That's not like an accidental cave that like opened up since they planted this here. Like it's deep. There's like branching passages, like I don't know. And also I started getting a headache and like my vision got blurry.
I'm gonna yell at them that I want to get out of here now. And
all right, let's go back. So doctor can run some tests on me or whatever.
But I'm also really worried about the radio. I want that radio fixed really badly.
Well, I don't know what's wrong with it. It should work. I am good at my job and it should work, but you can take a look. Maybe
I want to take a look at it.
But it should work.
All right.
But also, yeah, the wires were cut when I showed up. So like, I don't know, maybe some splicing stuff I don't.
Yeah. I want to take a look. I got my tool belt clanking along.
Excellent.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the infirmary with Doctor.
All right, so you two go back to the infirmary.
Throw my snowsuit at you as I take it off.
Go up to the infirmary. Riggs, you go back to the computer lab. And the radio's not working. And it does not even look like Harrison has even tried to fix it. It's busted.
I fix that thing once a day.
Can I go outside to look at is the radio's outside? Is that right?
Yeah, like the inside is like, the talkie bit, and then outside has like, antennas and radio.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the antenna.
Okay. You go back outside and it's completely smashed off the wall.
Oh.
Any way to cobble together a new antenna?
You can go ahead and try. I think it's a head check. To see if you can make some progress on it.
Okay. So I'll roll 2d6.
Yeah, a 2d6.
And I got a 4. So that's not greater than 8.
No, it's not great. You make some progress, like you pick up all the pieces and you can kind of see where they should go. But it's gonna take some time, it seems like. Like it's just pretty smashed up.
Yeah. Maybe at this point, I'm not gonna keep trying. I'm gonna go in and check on these 2 numbskulls.
Riggs, are you gonna say anything to me about the radio?
Well, I wonder what you did to it, because
I fixed it.
Yeah, oh great. Yeah, you fixed it like a scientist fixes things. Awesome. Either the wind blew it down because you were so so bad at securing it to the roof.
What are
Or
you talking about? That radio was up the last time I looked
the
at it.
antenna is smashed in pieces.
That's incorrect. That's not how I left it, so I don't know what you did to the
So I
radio.
pull out a piece of the antenna to show you what the state of it is in.
Dude, that belongs on the radio. Why are you walking around with it?
Yeah, it's smashed. However it got smashed, it's smashed, and we're stuck here for 3 months waiting for our next shift to show up.
With no radio?
Yeah, no radio.
All right, so you kind of like spend the rest of the evening like discussing all of this stuff. There's some light bickering, maybe having
Absolutely.
a few whiskey drinks, maybe some more bickering. But eventually you do kind of all go to your quarters to go to bed.
Okay, good night. See you guys tomorrow.
So it's nighttime. The sun is still up outside because it's summertime, but you have like blackout curtains, so like it kind of works. So in the night, Doctor, you maybe had enough whiskey. You have to go to the bathroom. So you wake up and you stumble on down to the bathroom. You go to the bathroom and you feel something rub against your leg. Just cut it there.
Oh, we're doomed. We're not getting out of this.
Yeah. Because you know that there's still at least one inside. There's no power, no radio,
No heat.
no heat.
Yeah, I was gonna say no heat, and we're in the Arctic.
You're in the Arctic, and no one is coming for you.
That thing just went to tell its mom
Yeah.
Like,
that I shot it.
yeah, it's not happy. All right, that was a little taste of there's something in the ice.
There is something in the ice. Oh my goodness. That was super fun, Marissa.
That was
Like
great.
super fun.
So I love the monster table. So like in the back, it's like the guide for supervisors, because you're like basically management. Yeah, this the supervisor's operation manual at the end. It has super cool tables for rolling up a monster. So like what the monster looks like, what it's doing, its weaknesses.
Yeah, that really felt like a horror movie. I really enjoyed that.
It was very cool.
I liked the boots touch too, because like then when it did bite Matt's character, all of a sudden like all of the times that had kind of like you had seen the cat before got like creepier in retrospect.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, I don't know, patting your leg to find the right like bite spot, I guess. I don't know.
Just filling you up. Yeah, I like the system a lot. It's very simple. I think as like a newer DM, there's a lot of comfort and a lot of rules of like, if this happens, I know exactly how to do it. And this was like a little vague where I was like, I think this is a whatever check.
Yeah.
So that's a little interesting. And like, there's all these cool tables to roll up the monster, but then you're like, well, what are the monster's stats? Like I kind of just like made some stuff up. And like it says then it gets a weakness and you're like, well, what does the weakness mean? Does it do double damage? Is it just easier to hit? Like there's a couple things that were very open-ended, which was both fun but also like anxiety.
Sure. Yeah.
I think the cool thing is that we would never know the difference.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So because you're the ultimate authority, it's like, oh man, you know, that's what we're up against.
Yeah.
So.
Cool.
Yeah.
Love it. I love the thing. So this was fun to plan.
Yeah, this was super fun.
Definitely.
Thank you, Marissa.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts? Yay, nay on this game?
Oh, it was cool. I liked it.
Big yay. Yeah.
Yeah, I would play it again. I'm probably gonna buy a copy.
It's very accessible and cheap on the internet. Cool. Well, thanks everyone out there for watching. Christopher, what is up next?
Fiasco.
Yes.
Love it.
All right. Thanks, everyone.
Bye bye.